Welcome to day two of the first round of the Instagram NFL draft. We're closing in on the end of day one of the real draft, and we have a lot to report and go over from yesterday. I'm once again joined by Tim from Tim Hot Takes and John Perry of JWP Football. Thanks for joining me on day two, guys.
Yes, sir. Happy to be here.
Looking forward to it.
I think the first thing we definitely got to get to during this quick recap, we definitely got to talk about how the Lions self-collapsed yesterday. I mean, we've never seen this. If this were to happen in real life, we've never seen a self-destruct this much of a self-destruction during a draft in history. I mean, they went from 3 to 15, and they drafted a backup offensive tackle. I mean, so Tim, you obviously have really strong thoughts on this.
Yeah.
What do you think about this?
Yeah, there's just a lot of problems here, man. To slide like that, and then you want to make your pick, you take an offensive tackle, left tackle, when you have a Pro Bowl left tackle. I just have no words. I have no way to accurately describe the failure that has taken place for the Lions here.
I mean, even if they put Becton at right tackle, they still have plenty of depth to move along the line. But he's not a right tackle.
Yeah, he's not a right tackle.
He's not meant to play there. Taylor Decker, if that's sort of the case, I'd rather move Decker to right tackle, even though he's still a true left tackle and he's a Pro Bowl left tackle. But at the end of the day, personally, the team does need offensive linemen, but they need more interior than outside. I would have liked taking Cesar Ruiz from Michigan more than this pick. But at the same time, at 15, you got good value. He's not going to play, but good value pick. I think he has a lot of upside. He's not my top offensive tackle.
I don't know. I guess I'm not sure where they would have gone there. I honestly don't know what they would have picked because they just had they slid down so far. They lost kind of everyone on their draft board, I feel like. So I don't know. Maybe edge, maybe linebacker, corner. I
would rather have seen Kenneth Murray go off the board for them there, just because linebackers universal need all the time. I mean, it's so easy to get you outgrow your age there, so a lot could happen. And C.J. Henderson went 2 picks before they decided to pick, so they couldn't even reach on the cornerback like they expected to take Okudah.
Yeah, I don't know. It was bad. I think you said today though that if that happens, something like that happens again, we'll just auto pick for him, right?
Yes, that will not happen again. It's definitely kind of unrealistic, but at the same time, we're showing you what can happen in a draft. It can happen like in a virtual draft we're going to see this year. If a team just runs out of Wi-Fi, say there's a big storm in Atlanta again, what if the Atlanta Falcons can't pick for 15 picks? You never know what can happen. This next topic we're going to dive right into. John, you along with Tim, I mean, you're kind of getting auto-tuned in the group chat because of what you said about this Chiefs trade. But how bad was this Chiefs trade on a scale from 1 to 10?
I have to go either 9 or 10. I mean, yeah, as Tim mentioned yesterday, you don't trade away a guy with Mahomes, leading the Chiefs deep into the playoffs to a Super Bowl. You don't trade him away until you absolutely need to re-sign Mahomes. Terrible move from what I think.
I definitely agree. Eric Fisher, he was the number 1 pick back in, I believe, 2012. Not 2012, 2014, right ahead of Luke Joeckel. He definitely was a trademark on that offensive line that just won a Super Bowl. They already got lost Kendall Fuller to the Redskins. Having to fill another gap really pushes them back in this situation. Definitely was not a good move, even if they do go Andrew Thomas here with the 17th pick that we'll decide in about 20 minutes. But I don't think they're leaning to take Andrew Thomas either. So at the end of the day, they're going to still have these 2 wide open gaps from a previously Super Bowl dominant team. So next, let's go over 2 of the better drafts. First, the Browns traded number 10 pick and the number 74 pick, and in return, they've gotten the 20th pick, the 42nd pick, and Trent Williams. The Browns are in business. They're ready to roll. Tim, what do you think of this?
Yeah, so I really like what they did. So, yeah, you said they got, 20 and 42 for the Jags. They went and gave 74 to the Redskins for Trent Williams. So now they've got Jack Conklin on one side, Trent Williams on the other. They're set the O-line. They're ready to go. And then they're a team that's been looking to trade down, and they trade down 10 spots, which is kind of a lot, but I think they still get some good value there. And then an extra second, so I don't think you can go wrong there. They're playing the board well. And they can use their picks now on things aside from O-line, because they're projected to probably go O-line there at 10, but since they got their left tackle now, they're kind of set. They already have pretty good interior, so I'm excited to see what they do with the rest of their picks.
They definitely have a lot of options now. They're set on offense. The offense is set. You got Odell, you got Landry, you got Hooper, Chubb, and Mayfield. Your offense line set. You got your outside tackles, and I really don't think there's an interior offensive lineman that is blowing the roof off right now. So I think right now you got to focus on the defensive side of the ball. I'd love to see them go get Xavier McKinney. And if we're talking flyer pick, Grant Delpit from LSU. He's not a first-round player, but if you want to take a flyer, he seems like a Browns kind of pick here.
Yeah, well, the thing is, now that they got that extra second, I almost feel like they could go whatever they want here at 20, and they could probably get Delpit at 42, I think. I think that'd be good value for Delpit there.
I definitely think he'll still be available there. And then the Buccaneers, another team that's made a lot of noise and done really well. Shout out to those two general managers. Buccaneers, they traded number 14 for the 17 and the 82, and then they flipped 72 with the Chiefs that we mentioned earlier for the 32 and Eric Fisher. So they have the left tackle to protect Brady. They have the 32nd pick, and they collected a third-round pick. They're firing on all cylinders. I think they can use that 32 to grab DeAndre Swift if they're so inclined to do so.
Yeah, so swapping 17 for Fisher and then 32 is highway robbery. I mean, it's just like, I understand, like, if it had been 17 for Fisher and then the Chiefs then have 17 and 32, that's one thing. But then to swap picks and get your tackle, I don't know. I mean, John already touched on it that the trade was bad, but yeah, not a fan from a Chiefs
So
standpoint.
who are reasonable people that we should see the Chiefs go for at 17 then?
Oh, good question. I really like Jeff Gladney, but I know he's not as high on everybody's boards there at corner, but they definitely have a need. Kenneth Murray, I've been hearing rumblings, as you like to say yesterday, that the Chiefs and the Browns wanted to move up to this spot to get Kenneth Murray, but the Chiefs weren't really willing to move on it because they like Kenneth Murray as well. So that could probably be the pick. I think the only truly defensible pick here is probably Andrew Thomas because you gave up Eric Fisher. But I understand Kenneth Murray probably wasn't going to fall at 32, so if that's their guy, then they're going to go get him at 17.
Absolutely. That's definitely what I think is going to happen. I think we'll see Murray go at 17. Probably leading way for a trade for someone to move up for a Zach Braun or Patrick Queen.
Yeah, I wouldn't put Patrick Queen out of this picture either. It's just a personal preference for them. If they like Murray or Queen better, then they'll have their pick at the 2. So, yeah, it's probably wouldn't be one of those two names, but I would say they should go Andrew Thomas. But, yeah, it'll probably be one of the two backers.
Yeah, and with the news today with Zach Bond, who knows when he'll be drafted.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I don't think it'll be too much of a concern because it was apparently on overdose of water. So we'll see what happens there. He might cost him a few picks.
Jabril Peppers had the same thing happen to him a couple years ago, and he actually went higher than expected. So, so
he's hydrating.
I think Zach Bond should be fine. I don't think it's a real problem. He'll still go late 1, early 2.
Yeah, and then, of course, well, we're not going to touch up on it too much, but we saw the Giants move into the top 16 and grab Henry Ruggs, which really sent shockwaves through the group chat.
That was kind of the wow pick of the day, I feel like, besides the Mekhi Becton pick. That's kind of a wow in a different way. But that coming back up for Ruggs, that was an interesting decision there by the Giants GM.
Yeah, for sure. And then Jacksonville had back-to-back picks at 8 and 9. Went defensive lineman with Derek Brown and then a receiver with Jerry Jeudy. Pretty good loot there.
Yeah.
Of course, we have to talk about the Broncos getting absolutely fleeced by the Seattle Seahawks, exchanging first-round picks 15 and 27, but only picking up a third-round pick, which is the 101st pick of this draft, and then 2021 third-round pick. So Broncos definitely did not bring in very much substantial capital for the 15th pick. It was good capital. I like the idea of moving back if you're Denver. I think that's what John Elway is going to end up doing based on what I've been reading lately. But I think they could have got a lot more. I think they could have got the 59 pick from Seattle. But at the end of the day, Denver GM seems to know what he's doing, and we'll see who they get at 27.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't mind Broncos moving back. Although I think in real life, if the board falls how it does, they won't move back. They'll take Ruggs at 15. I think that's pretty sure lock there if Ruggs was to fall. Only thing for me, though, as I touched on yesterday, I did confirm the math. So basically with how the trade value chart works out, the Broncos moved down 12 spots, right? And in total, in terms of points for how each of the picks are valued, they moved down, but in like the point value, they lost a third-round pick, essentially. So, yeah, like you said, they got fleeced in terms of the value of the picks. But, but they have extra picks at least, so we'll see what they do with them.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do with that. And then lastly, I'm going to let you guys both explain what you think here. Jordan Love. We know he's probably going to go in first round just because he's Jordan Love. He's a quarterback, and every team needs a quarterback. And at the end of the day, Jordan Love, his ceiling is believed to be as high as Patrick Mahomes. Of course, there's no sure thing he's going to be a Patrick Mahomes because he's the best player in the NFL right now. But if there's a remote possibility that Patrick Mahomes is inside what Jordan Love could be, I would be wrong to say he shouldn't be picked in the first round, right?
Yeah, I'll let John go first on this one. See, let him describe where he thinks Love could end up.
So I got a couple teams in mind. The Colts are one. I could see them trading up into the first round for Jordan Love. And another potentially even, Packers taking Love as a replacement at some point for Aaron Rodgers. I don't know. What are y'all's guys' thoughts on that?
I've heard things about the Packers.
Yeah, I was going to
wanting
say
to move up. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say I think the best fit is probably the Colts, but they've been very quiet recently or over the last, 24 hours or so about that. We haven't really heard much from them. So they could be working the shadows, trying to work something out. But, yeah, there's been a lot of talking around the Packers and them wanting to possibly pull the trigger on Jordan Love and have him sit behind Rodgers, much like Rodgers did for Favre. So we'll see what they do there. I think the Packers are probably my favorite to land Love right now, but we'll see how that shakes out.
I think in the real draft, we'll end up seeing the Green Bay Packers take a quarterback for sure, but I don't think it's going to be Luck. But I think in this scenario, I think the Packers are looking to make a run for Love. So I think the Packers are going to end up being the team that get him. But if not, that's going to be exciting because really I don't see any other team in position to get him. Who knows? Maybe Saints grab them.
Saints are an option too, yeah. Especially if both backers are off the board, they kind of have the ability to take a luxury pick there.
Yep, they definitely have plenty of options. I think Jordan Love is definitely the not highest rated prospect, but the most glamorous prospect left on the board other than Andrew Thomas. But we'll see what happens. Looking forward to getting this going with you guys. For all you guys watching, make sure before we transition to the actual draft itself, give Tim Hot Takes go subscribe, go like this video, go watch day one if you haven't watched it yet. It was really exciting, super chaotic, and super unorganized. Tonight's going to be a well-oiled machine. We got this going. Thank you for watching. We'll see you at the draft. Welcome to day 2 of round 1 of the Instagram NFL draft. I'm joined by my co-host, Tim from Tim Hot Takes, and John Terry from JWP Football on Instagram. I'm your host, All College Football Network on Instagram. Drop us some follows. Every team representative we have here has worked really hard to. Go ahead and give them a follow. Their @s will be in the description on Tim's YouTube page, which is Tim Hot Takes. Please give him a subscribe and a like on this video. He's helping me out a lot by helping me distribute this for all of you guys watching. Thank you, Tim, for doing that. And John and Tim, thank you for joining me here today. I'm really excited to get to day 2. As we just talked about on the pre-show, a lot of stuff went down yesterday, and I'm excited to see what happens today. I'm not going to slow us down anymore. So with that, the Instagram NFL draft is reopened. The Kansas City Chiefs are on the clock. And I believe Chiefs Insiders is in the chat, so he can go ahead and unmute himself when he'd like.
Make his pick. We're ready
You
for
are
you.
on the clock, and you have the floor if you know who you want. I think you know who you want after about 24 hours to deliberate, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I have 3 people in mind
All right.
that I've narrowed it down to.
You got 5 minutes to take your time. Personally, I think I would go Andrew Thomas here.
Yeah, that's who I would take, but I'm thinking they'll probably go Kenneth Murray here just because, or Patrick Queen. I think it'll be one of the linebackers because I know neither of them will follow 32. So I do expect one of the linebackers to go off here, hence the trade up. But yeah, I would go Andrew Thomas as well since you got rid of a tackle. But we'll see what they go with here. If they address defense or the O line, find out.
John, who did you go here?
And I think they could also end up with a cornerback. AJ Terrell still available.
Jeff Gladney.
Yeah, Jeff Gladney. I mean, there's a number of corners, and that could address a position as well.
Christian
I think we're
Fulton's a good
sleeping on
fit for
Christian
them.
Fulton.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Christian Fulton's a good fit for the Chiefs as well. But he's someone that I would have preferred to stay at 32 to get rather than come up here. So yeah, we'll see what they do.
I personally really like Bryce Hall, and I think we forget before he got injured. He was a first-round talent. He
Mhm.
doesn't fit the Chiefs here. He's not exactly what kind of cornerback they need to replace Kendall Fuller with. But at the end of the day, he's a good cornerback. I wouldn't take him here, wouldn't trade up for him, but I just want to throw his name out there. Maybe we can see Tennessee take him.
Yeah, he'll end up being a day 2 guy, but I think he'll be a steal if whoever ends up grabbing Bryce Hall. I like that. I like him a lot. Yeah, I think he's a good day 2 option for a team like the Broncos. I think they want to put someone across from AJ Bouye. But yeah, we'll see.
After giving up Chris Harris, yep.
Mhm.
All right, I think I've got it.
All right,
All
the
right,
pick is
the floor
in.
is yours.
I am going to take linebacker Kenneth Murray from Oklahoma.
All
Not
right.
much of a surprise there. I think that's the second best possible pick you could have went with. As I reset the clock, please, what was your thought process here? Because we know that you had 3 people on the board. Who are those 3 people and why?
It was Fulton, Queen, and Murray. I keep saying it wrong. But
Okay.
it was pretty much Murray in my mind the whole time because I think pairing him with Matthew to run all around the field, just let him loose, I think it would go very well for our team defensive-wise.
Yeah, and he's definitely going to be great for your defense. I give this, I think it's B plus A minus range. Only reason it falls towards B is because what you gave up to go get him. But I love it though. I think it's a great fit. He's my top linebacker aside from Isaiah Simmons, of course. So I like that you made the aggressive move to go get him. You're just without a starting left tackle now, which is an issue. But you have your anchor on the defense, your leader, middle linebacker. So that's going to help you guys a lot in the long run as well.
Yeah.
And with that, Chiefs, thanks for joining us. I apologize for all the ridicule we've given you over the past 24 hours. However, we're just having fun. I really appreciate all the enthusiasm that you've brought to this and all the excitement you brought to the draft. So I really appreciate your time.
Yep.
Have a good day. Hopefully you get to join. You can come back later for the post-draft coverage. We're going to move on with the draft here. Unfortunately, Miami can't join us for the draft today. So I'm going to be announcing the pick, which is actually already in. So
we're just trucking along, aren't we?
Yes. After this, the Raiders will be on the clock with the 19th overall selection. But with the 18th pick of the Instagram NFL draft, the Miami Dolphins select outside tackle Andrew Thomas from Georgia. In my opinion, the number 1 offensive tackle on the board in the entire draft.
Offensive tackle, yeah. That's what the O stands for, is offensive, not outside.
Oh, my bad.
You're good.
Yes, that's correct.
But yeah, Andrew Thomas is a steal here. I mean, that's huge. So they go and get Tua with their first pick, only moving up 1 spot in order to do so. And now they have Andrew Thomas fall to them. So now they have their quarterback of the future and their left tackle of the future to protect them. That's huge. That's a great haul so far for the Dolphins here. And not completely unrealistic. Honestly, that could happen in the real draft. We could see Thomas slide a little bit. So great haul here for the Dolphins. I give this an A+.
John, what do you think here?
Yeah, I love that pick. You give to a guy that'll be there to block for him, and hey, who knows? Definitely the safest offensive tackle in the draft. So, Dolphins are looking good so far in 2020.
Yeah, Dolphins already making a jump at the end of last season. I think Brian Flores is the guy to get them back to the Marino age. I think Andrew Thomas protecting in this situation Tua is perfect. I think that's two of the best picks of the draft. Dolphins have the two best selections, I think, so far, and that's counting Jacksonville's Brown and Judy duo. With that, we're a minute and 20 seconds into the Raiders selection. So Raiders country, if you want to go ahead and mute yourself, kind of guide us through your thought process here. And if you're ready to make a pick or announce a trade, the floor is yours.
Didn't have a trade that I thought was good enough. Kind of got some B-list players that were thrown around at me, so I decided to stick with the pick that I have right now, and I'm going to take Jalen Johnson from Utah.
Oh, okay. I don't mind.
Raiders are in desperate need. Raiders are in desperate need of a nice defensive back. They have not much talent besides there. We didn't get to see what Jonathan Abrams had. At the safety position, I think it's still a revamping and a rehauling. I would have liked to have grabbed, if I was on here yesterday, I probably would have tried to move up to grab someone like a Simmons, someone like that, but that was going to be really, really high up. So I'm going to stick with Jalen Johnson. I like it. I like what he brings to the table. A lot of good pass defenses too, and I think that's one of the key indicators of going high pointing a ball and knocking away from some wide receivers. So looking forward to having him on the team.
Yeah, I give this an A- only because he's not my favorite corner on the board here, but definitely filling a need is definitely a good pick. And he was on the Stick to Football podcast with Matt Miller, and they actually asked him, whenever we bring athletes on, we always ask them if they have a hunch to where they're going, and actually a lot of times they're usually right. And he said the Raiders. So this actually is not a very unrealistic pick. It's a very realistic pick, and it's where Jalen Johnson thinks he's going. So I like it. They fill a need. They get a dog at corner, so that's an exciting pick for them. He's going to be a good player.
I talked to the Vikings briefly today, and that's definitely who they were targeting with this 22nd pick, even with all the smoke screen coming out about Jeff Gladney. Jalen Johnson wouldn't be the cornerback I would have taken here. However, he fits the system perfectly.
He seems like a Mayock pick, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm. It does. He's a perfect fit on that Raiders team. At the end of the day, I haven't given a grade all draft, but for this kind of first one of the about 5 out of the box picks, I think it was the best one of them. I really like the pick, and I think he fits mold really well.
Yeah, what I think for the Raiders is going to happen, I think they're going to get CD with that 12th pick because, like I said yesterday, that CD Raiders fit is just so right. It just feels right. And then and I think their next pick, they might trade down, honestly, just, get down a few picks and maybe get their value better for the corner. But I think it's going to be either Jalen Johnson, AJ Terrell, or maybe Jeff Gladney. We'll see. One of those three, I believe, will be the Raiders' pick at corner.
Yeah, absolutely. Raiders country, glad to have you on. If you want to stay till the end of the draft, we'll get you back on here. You seem like you know what you're talking about, so we'd love to have you back and explain yourself a little bit more if you'd like. That,
absolutely.
Browns culture, you're on the clock with your time starting now.
So John, where do you think he's going with this pick, the Browns? Because they've addressed their tackle needs. They can really go any direction with this now.
Yeah, I think they might look at D-line here or even a linebacker. Maybe Marlon Davidson from Auburn could be a pick here, as well as Patrick Queen.
Yeah, I think it's a bit rich for Davidson here at 20. Queen is a very good pick, though, because they just lost Schobert, and, their linebacking core isn't really a strength, I'd say. So Patrick Queen adds a lot of athleticism to that position for them. They could go safety. I like McKinney. I like Jeremy Chin. He's more of a box safety, down linebacker kind of thing. So we'll see if they go that route. Yeah, they got some options here. I'm excited to see what they do.
For sure. Browns culture, you're on the clock. So if you want to run us through your thought process here, I'd love to hear it. But floor is yours.
I think his mic isn't working, if I recall from yesterday.
So you guys were talking about who you would go here if you're Browns.
Yes, is he DMing you? I
The
don't think his
Browns,
mic's working.
yeah. I remember when that was happening yesterday. We'll try to figure that out. I'll start DMing them. I guess for the time being, we have the Eagles coming up next at 21. Say the Browns go with their expected guy. Okay. We can get confirmation that the Browns' mic doesn't work. So he'll go ahead and DM me his pick.
Sweet. Sounds good, man. Yeah, I'm really excited to see where they go because all of a sudden, after trading for Trent Williams, they don't have a lot of holes, if I'm being honest. I think that linebacker position is definitely a need, which is probably why they were looking hard at Murray. I was getting a lot of buzz out of the Browns HQ there that they were really looking at Murray to be their new middle linebacker holding it down for that defense. But, they got Denzel Ward and Greedy Williams who should take a step forward at corner. Safety position's a little weak, like I said, but I think I'm going to say the pick here is Patrick Queen. That's my guess.
Yeah, I mean, really, best player available in my opinion.
Yeah.
Is who they go after. I mean, they don't really have any voids other than the linebacker position, but yeah.
All right, and the pick is in, the 20th pick of the draft. We have the envelope. It's making its way down. Got it. With the all right. Oh man. I had that. I should have started using it. My bad. With the 20th pick of the Instagram NFL draft, the Cleveland Browns select linebacker Malik Harrison out of Ohio State.
What the wow?
Big.
Ooh.
The roof is off at my Mikasa right now in the Zoom Radio City Music Hall.
Wow.
They must have really loved that one.
That's shocking. That is shocking. I mean, but this happens every year, though, right? Where there's one player that gets into the first round where it's like, how did he end up here that no one talked about? That's wild. I would never have expected Patrick Queen to not be one of the top 3 linebackers off the board. That's crazy.
Well, earlier, I believe someone in the chat mentioned that Malik Harrison was starting to move up boards. I think that was Carolina Central, if I'm being correct. That Harrison was
just like for us or for like in real life.
In real life, he's starting to creep up boards.
I mean, I like him. I like him. I don't like him in the first round. I give this a C because he had some need and he's a solid linebacker. But Patrick Queen was on the board, man.
I almost like Patrick Queen more than Kenneth Murray. I know they just came out with the whole demographic that Kenneth Murray will probably end up being obtaining the most Pro Bowls aside from Chase Young. But I still like Patrick Queen's upside more than almost any linebacker in this draft. Huh. He has
I just like Kenneth Murray's experience when it comes to those two. They can both fly around. Kenneth Murray has more years as a starter, and I like what he brings as like a true middle linebacker, true inside linebacker. But Malik, I'm glad we have something like this where it's like, wow, like a pick that no one expected, because everyone hears like those rumblings like, oh, this guy could slip into the first round, but there's always someone that no one talks about that all of a sudden just shows up, like an LJ Collier for the Seahawks last year, where everyone's just like, whoa, this guy in the first round, that's crazy. So I'm glad we have that.
Like the guy that the Falcons took on the offensive line last year as well from Boston College. That's kind of out of nowhere as well. They needed that position.
Yeah, Lindstrom was a first rounder probably, but where they picked was a little high.
They traded up for him.
Yeah, and they traded up for McGarry too at the end of the
McGarry, that's who I'm talking about. Yeah, that's who I'm talking about. Yeah,
I think Harrison's a day 2 pick. I like him. I don't like him more than Patrick Queen. So that's an interesting pick. Wow. Yeah, I can't have much. I can't say much more about it, but I do like it to some extent. Just not more than Patrick Queen.
So Philly Eagles only is in the chat. If you want to go ahead and unmute your mic, you can go ahead and do that. There he is.
All right, what's going on, everybody?
Thanks for joining us. How are you?
Hello.
Hey, man. How's it going?
I'm doing good, man. How are you? I'm doing pretty good. So I had a couple options here. I considered going linebacker. I also considered going corner. But the number one need is wide receivers, so especially speed. So the Eagles are going to take Jalen Reagor out of TCU.
Whoa, dude! Back to back, we're popping off. Jalen Rager is definitely a first-round talent to me, though. I mean, because of how ridiculous this receiver class is. I mean, I'll give it a A-, I guess, because I think Justin Jefferson's a higher-rated receiver here. I like Jefferson a little bit more, but if you want speed, then yeah, you go get speed in Jalen Rager because he's dynamic. So can't say I'm mad about this pick. That's good there. I like it. They get a receiver, fills a need.
For those
Solid
of you
A-.
at home, those of you at home right now, we have a group chat with all of our guys. Within 5 seconds, the group chat went ballistic. 2 people both claimed that I was their guy. And that kind of surprises me. I love Rager. He's definitely a first-round talent. But I really thought Justin Jefferson was the pick here. I thought it was a slam dunk sure thing right here. But
Yeah,
I'm real.
Do you mind if I
really
say
players
why I
are-
didn't take Jefferson?
Sorry,
Do
go
you
ahead.
mind if I say why I didn't take Jefferson?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so right now, the number one need that we need is outside wide receiver, and especially guy with speed. Deshaun Jackson's getting a little bit older in age, and he's injury prone, right? So when Carson Wentz has a number one defense, he's an MVP candidate, in my opinion. And I feel like, sure, we reach a little bit, but it fills a bigger need. And I don't think that Justin Jefferson is a primary outside wide receiver. He's more of a slot guy. So that's why I kind of reached on Rager, but I feel like it was probably the best pick available.
Yeah, I mean, I like Rager a lot. Really, I do. And you're right about Jefferson. He's better in the slot, but he can play both outside and inside. But, I mean, yeah, like I said, I can't be mad about this pick. You guys need receivers desperately. Rager's a great player. I'm a big fan of what he brings to the table. So, yeah, I think that's a good pick there.
All right. Heading to the final pick of this session, we have a trade.
Vikings, right? This should have been the Vikings pick, correct?
Yes, this should have been a Viking pick. They're moving down. This is the last pick of this session. This session's probably been the most smooth session, the most exciting session, and it's probably my favorite session so far, just because how realistic it is. But with this one, the Vikings will be moving down and the Saints will be moving up. The Saints will obtain the 22nd pick in exchange for the 24th, the 84th, and 203rd pick of the draft. So I really like this haul for the Vikings, who will be picking back-to-back 24 and 25.
Yeah, sorry, one more time. What did the Vikings get? I'm just writing it down. 24.
84 and 203.
And then did New Orleans just get 22?
Yes.
All right.
So here to explain and announce this pick, we have Saints Sanity, the final pick of the first session. You have the floor.
All right. So can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right. So with the 22nd pick, I'm going to be taking Jordan Love.
There it is.
Yeah.
Love that. Jordan Love finally goes off the board. This is a team that, we had talked about a little bit that could possibly pull the trigger on Jordan Love, but with Patrick Queen falling, wasn't sure if they would. But they actually move up a couple of spots to – you jumped the Patriots. That's why.
Yeah.
I see what you're doing. Okay. Yeah, that's respect.
exactly, yeah.
I respect that.
Jumping the Patriots, jumping the Packers, jumping the
Packers were going to get him. I think,
Colts.
because he said he's trying to trade 23.
Okay, nice. Yeah, that's good. That's good stuff then. I really like Jordan Love, especially because he needs to sit at least a year or two, and with 2 years left on Drew Brees' contract, that's good stuff for Jordan Love.
And with our coaching staff, it's pretty insane.
Yeah, I love the fit here because Taysom Hill's not a franchise. Love Taysom Hill, not a franchise quarterback. So love the fit here.
He's also 30, so
yeah, too. Yeah.
Me and Tim had a mock draft, a joint mock draft is our first one about 3 weeks ago. We had Jordan Love going to the Saints originally, so this is definitely not out of left field.
Yeah, and I like the fit better here for the Saints better than I do for the Packers. Definitely better for the Patriots. I don't think Jordan Love is a Patriots quarterback, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree there.
And Packers, but I think Aaron Rodgers probably still has more time left than 2 years like Brees does. So Jordan Love, 2 years is enough for him to sit and learn, and I think he needs to be on the field within 2 years because I really like what he brings to the table. So excited for this pick, excited for the Saints. That's an A pick for me.
And before we go, we do have another trade before we head into session 2. The clock hasn't started on this pick, but we have another trade. The Packers will have acquired the 23rd pick, and that came at a really bad time considering the Saints just picked Jordan Love, and then right before that we saw the Philadelphia Eagles take Jalen Reagor, who was expected to be the Packers pick. The Packers, they acquired the 23rd pick from the Patriots for number 30, number 136, 175, and 209. So Patriots got a nice haul in return for this 23rd pick, but I'm hearing rumblings that the Packers are looking to trade down after obtaining all these picks. So we'll see what happens. We'll see you guys in session 2. You guys will not have any feed interrupted. We just got to get resettled because we're not willing to pay this $14.99 Zoom fee. So we'll be back. We'll invite all the teams back into the group chat. Appreciate everybody's time. We'll see you guys in a few minutes. Welcome back. We are here, session 2 of day 2.
But still round 1.
Yeah, still round 1. We're still trying to move our way around it. We're here trying to do our best. I think we just had our best session just a little bit ago.
Yeah, that was probably
the
most fun string of 6 picks we've had so far. And I do have an explanation, the one that wowed us the most from the Browns. Basically, what they were saying was that Queen just didn't fit their defense. They didn't like the fit of Queen's skill set for what they had in the defense. They really liked Malik Harrison. His name is trending up. He did more of a true middle inside linebacker, and so they pulled the trigger on him. And he's more of a hometown kid, if you want to say that, I guess. He's from Ohio State, so Cleveland, Ohio. So, yeah, he just liked the connection there. I guess, you could say he interviewed well with them, I guess. You could say that. So, just a better fit overall, he said. They've got a lot of speed in the back end. So, yeah, they're excited for what they have with Malik Harrison, so they pulled the trigger.
When we left off, the Green Bay Packers made a trade with the New England Patriots, and they are on the clock starting now. They have a 5-minute counter right now. While we wait for him to log on, John, what were your thoughts on the past 6 picks?
It's definitely been exciting. Definitely some shockers, and we still have all the running backs on the board as well. So I'm hoping to see one of them come off here in the next couple picks.
Yeah, that's true.
Absolutely.
Who's your guys' top running backs? My personal one is DeAndre Swift. I have him as my top running back in this class.
I have J.K. Dobbins as my top.
Interesting. Okay. Okay.
I'm currently in the process of inviting Green Bay, like a old-fashioned way. Just long process here. He's a minute into his pick, so we got to get him on here. It doesn't look like he's making a trade. However, I did receive information that Cowboys were looking into making a trade back into the fray. However, they don't have a second-round pick until 51, so making that kind of leap down is really tough. I mean,
probably requires a first-round pick from next year in order to do that.
Yeah, and I don't think there's enough prospects available. I mean, maybe they want Patrick Queen, maybe they want Xavier McKinney. I'd rather just stay pat at 51 and try to get Grant Delpit, honestly. But
Justin Jefferson, though,
still available.
Yeah. Oh, I think Packers just came in.
Packers is
right
in
now.
All right.
So,
That might be who we see off the board right now, I guess.
Oh, that's true. They need a receiver too, huh?
Mm-hmm. John, who would you go here if you're the Packers before we put him on the podium?
From the Packers, I do like Justin Jefferson a lot. He's been one of my favorite guys coming up for this draft. Doesn't hurt to give Rodgers another weapon. So I see a receiver going here.
Yeah, you got Devontae Adams as a stud, and I really like Alan Lazard, the undrafted free agent from the other side they got this past year. But, I mean, it's not enough. You got to have more if you want to be a real Super Bowl contender. Then you've got to add more weapons for Rodgers there. I really like Justin Jefferson here. I think that should be the pick.
Absolutely. We're going to go unmute Packers. He can go on ahead and unmute himself. Still got 2 minutes if you're still fielding trades, but if not, the floor is yours. Who are you taking with the 23rd overall pick that you traded up for?
All right, so with the 23rd pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Green Bay Packers select Justin Jefferson, wide receiver, LSU.
Just
Right.
like we were saying, almost on cue.
Yeah, great
Jefferson
pick.
off the board.
That's an A. He slid a little bit. So they move up, make an aggressive move, and they go get. I'm going to assume, correct me if I'm wrong, but did you have Justin Jefferson graded higher than Jalen Rager?
Yeah, he was the guy for us. I mean,
Mhm.
and that's the guy I traded up for. I threw some smoke out there about Jordan Love. We were never interested in Jordan Love. We wanted to get a receiver. Jalen Rager was our number 2 option, but Justin Jefferson was the guy that we wanted to go and get a slot guy,
Right.
somebody that can, take a lot of the load off of Devontae Adams and kind of be that quarterback's best friend.
Yeah, I mean, and I gotta say, I love this lineup now. Devontae Adams on one side, Lazard on the outside on the other, and now you have Justin Jefferson roaming the slot. I think that's a deadly trio there for Rodgers to work with. And yeah, I applaud the aggressiveness after seeing, because like everyone kind of had Jefferson penciled in for the Eagles there, so he doesn't get a surprise pick and Rager there. So you move up, you go get your guy. That's a good aggressive move. Like I said, it's an A.
Thanks. Yeah, definitely.
So after that one, we have the Vikings up on the clock. They hold picks 24 and 25. So we're going to see 2 Vikings picks here. He's unable to join us. So I'll be making those picks, and they are now on the clock. While we wait his word, I definitely want to say props to the Packers for that pick. I don't think they gave up too much considering the guy they got. Because
their package wasn't that huge. I mean, they gave up 4 picks total, but they're all day 3 picks, I believe. So that's not terrible.
For considering now they got really good weapons for Aaron Rodgers, who's entering the back of his career. They definitely needed to make the run now. So those picks won't come into much use for them. So I like shipping those off and adding a receiver who can help them win right now.
Yeah, and Jefferson, you need a first down, he's your guy. You need a touchdown, he's your guy. You just go to him whenever you need the ball caught. So, yeah, that's a great pick for the Packers. It's a great fit. I'm excited to see if something like that happens in real life. That'd be huge. Maybe I'll do my next mock. Maybe I'll have the Packers be aggressive my next mock. Have them go get Justin Jefferson. I think that'd be a fun one.
For sure. My mock is actually coming out tomorrow, but when you're seeing this, it'll already be released. It's pretty interesting, I think. I think Tim might disagree a little bit with it, but
if you have the Raiders taking a quarterback, I'm going to slap
We do not have the Raiders. We do not have the Raiders, but I will give you a hint right now that Chargers do not take a quarterback. So another team's taking.
See, I'm not mad about that. I think the Chargers might actually play it that way, where they
do think
where they go position player.
They go
at
offensive
6.
tackle.
Yeah, or if
Simmons
Simmons slips to 6, I think you could probably pencil that in too to the Chargers.
I just think
they could get Love trading back into the first, or they could wait on a guy like Hurts, because I know that kind of fits what they want to do too. So interesting stuff.
If Simmons falls to 6, the Chargers are taking him easily.
Yeah, I don't think.
I think that's a very Dave Gettleman kind of pick, though. I do think that Gettleman's gonna be like, "Hey, I got to get this guy. I can't pass up on him," even though they need offensive tackle. I have Becton end up going to the Chargers because I think that's just kind of fit he has. So that's who I have in my mock. I wouldn't be surprised if the Vikings end up using about 10 minutes here to evaluate their trades because they got back-to-back picks. Not like anyone can jump them.
Well, they only have 5 picks to make the first one.
Excuse me?
Sorry, they only have 5 minutes to make the first pick.
Oh,
right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, but they have 24 and 25.
Right.
So it doesn't really matter. Because the Vikings would be on the clock next.
Speaking of Dave Gettleman, here's a fun quote. We're losing the personal touch points. We have the visual touch point, but we're really missing out on the personal touch point when you can smell or feel a guy. Talking about this year's draft process.
That's way out in left field. But with that, we do have number 24 in. The pick is in. Picks coming to fruition. With the 24th pick of the Instagram NFL draft, the Minnesota Vikings select cornerback Christian Fulton out of LSU.
All right. Good pick. I'll give it an A- again because he's not my top corner on the board, but it fills a need. He's a very Vikings player fit, I feel like. I think Fulton to the Vikings makes a lot of sense. Again, I like Gladney a little bit more, but he keeps falling. We'll see where he ends up. But yeah, that's a good pick. I said A-. Fills a need. They need corners badly. So really, unless you're taking someone that I've just never heard of, you can't really go wrong here for the Vikings.
Yeah, I really like Trevon Diggs here, but not a
Okay.
bad pick by the
Oh,
Vikings.
I would have given them the worst grade if they had picked Trevon Diggs. I don't like Trevon Diggs very much. I don't think he's a first-round player, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, I know his length and speed is really attractive to teams and to scouts, but I just don't think he's that technically sound. I just don't think he's as good as some of these other top corners, to be honest. So, yeah, just quieted the crowd with that one, I guess.
So
Sorry.
I've received word that the Vikings are currently shopping their pick. They currently have 3 minutes and 30 seconds left on their clock. Believe they know who they're taking if this trade doesn't come through to fruition. So with that, I'm expecting to call a Minnesota pick within the next few minutes because at this point, I don't think we're going to see many picks.
Honestly, wouldn't be surprised if they double dip in corner because they have legit no corners. So they could double dip in corner here and go like Fulton Gladney back to back or Fulton Diggs. But them taking Diggs though doesn't make sense because he's Stephon Diggs' brother, and they just kind of had a falling out with Stephon Diggs. So maybe Trevon Diggs to the Vikings doesn't make as much sense.
I'm interested to see what they do here. Is Patrick Queen the answer? Like I said earlier, I don't think Queen's the pick because of the fit just doesn't make sense. They have a great linebackers corps right now. They don't need Queen. But next we have Dolphins, Broncos, and Ravens. I'm told the Broncos do not want Patrick Queen. And
that's going to drop point. So unless someone's coming up for Queen, that's going to drop Queen right into the Ravens' lap. Or if the Broncos move back again.
Yeah. We'll see what happens with the Broncos. They're kind of like a wild card. But one thing, since Jalen Johnson's gone, the cornerback position is interesting because we see 2 more cornerbacks off the board. We have Terrell, we have Gladney, we have Diggs, all 3 possible cornerbacks that could be taken. I mean, like I mentioned, Bryce Hall, you never know what can happen to him.
Yeah, and then we have Tennessee at 29, who they have not re-signed Logan Ryan. So they'll probably be looking at cornerbacks as well, I'd expect.
And with that, we do have the pick in for the Vikings. With the 25th pick of the Instagram NFL draft, the Minnesota Vikings select offensive tackle, offensive lineman Josh Jones from the University of Houston.
Okay. I don't mind it. That's a solid I'll give it a B+, just because I think they had probably bigger needs in O-line, but improving their O-line is I think that's key for them. I like Josh Jones. He's definitely one of those kind of end of the first type players. Don't mind it at all. Unless you're the Lions in this case, because I think the Lions picking O-line was a terrible decision. But Vikings, they definitely have more of a need at that position than some other teams. So Josh Jones is a good pick there, developmental player. He's going to be a stud for them.
So with that, the clock is now on for the Dolphins. Looks like once again, the Packers are trying to make a move. They've been pretty active. I really appreciate that from them. But with that, I think Dolphins know who they want. I would be very surprised if Patrick Queen is not the pick here.
Oh, maybe.
But if not, I think Patrick Queen's going to end up falling all the way to the Ravens, and that'd be perfect, honestly. Tim, you have to get back to me with what we discussed earlier. If you want to go ahead and DM me that. But elsewhere, I think the Dolphins. I mean, we could see Xavier McKinney be the pick here. A safety, it's definitely head and above shoulders the rest of the safeties. He should be the pick if they want a safety, want a defensive back here. But also they traded. I have the pick in. Sorry, I got distracted there. But yeah, Queen landing at the Ravens would be a great fit. I'm not sure if that was what I was talking about, but either way, with the 26th pick I was talking about Xavier McKinney. With the 26th pick of the Instagram NFL draft, going in a totally different direction, this will be the shock of the draft. the Miami Dolphins select Grant Delpit, safety out of LSU.
Oh no! Oh, it was going so well for the Dolphins, man. I see. I
Dolphins
like.
have had a really good draft. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't
their
mind
first
the
two. Their
flyer.
first two picks were phenomenal, with Tua and Andrew Thomas. But Grant Delpit, he's not my top-rated safety. He's more of a second-round guy for me at this point. He had a great 2018 year. In 2019, he really regressed. He's not a very good tackler anymore. I don't love this year with the other safeties available on the board, with Patrick Queen available. So I'm giving this a C-, but because I think he can be a very good safety in this league. It's just I don't know if I would have pulled trigger here at 26, especially not with the other value on the board. Yeah, John, what do you think about this one?
I'm not too fond of it. I really thought they were going to go running back here. They had their choice of anyone, and they went with Delpit. Yeah, more of a second-round talent.
Yeah, I would have. I think, especially if you hit big on those first two with a top O tackle and Tua, getting them a dynamic running back like DeAndre Swift would have been a really good pick for them there. I think.
Yeah, or even the workhorse Dobbins. Either one.
Yeah, or Jonathan Taylor. Any of those top three would have been good
Yeah,
for them.
really.
I feel like. So who's up now? We got Denver.
So the
right?
Broncos are up, and their pick is in. I'm just updating the draft order as we go along.
Sounds good.
Who's 32? Buccaneers. All right. So with this is a pretty good one. I think Tim's gonna find this one interesting. With the 27th pick of the Instagram NFL the draft. Excuse me.
It's a mock draft. We
Yeah.
can call it what it is.
The Denver Broncos select inside offensive lineman Cesar Ruiz from the University of Michigan.
Okay, interior O-line, center guard for the Broncos, Cesar Ruiz out of Michigan. Okay, John, I'm going to defer to you on this one. I'm not exactly sure how good of a fit this is for them yet. I'm going to check on that real quick.
He's an upside player. The Broncos need some line to protect Locke and Lindsey. So I like the pick. I'll go to B+.
Yeah, I know they got Dalton Reisner last year who plays interior offensive line.
Yeah, they just need someone. They need a line to protect Locke. if they're going to be trying to win games this year.
Yeah,
protected.
Yeah, it's not a bad pick by any means. I think I'll give it like a B- because because I guess I have to factor in how they got swindled in their trade too, which isn't great. But
yeah,
it's not a bad pick. I don't think you're gonna miss on Cesar Ruiz per se. I think he's definitely the top interior offensive lineman in this draft, unless you count Wirfs, but I don't. He's a tackle who can move to guard, but in terms of being a true center guard combo, that's Cesar Ruiz. It's a good pick. It's just kind of boring, if I'm being honest. But he'll help. He's going to help that offensive line for sure. They'll have one of the better offensive lines in the league this year now.
Yeah, I would have liked taking the best receiver available as well here in Denzel
Mims.
Yeah.
I would have liked that a lot too. I think it would have been a good
up
pick
with
for
Cortland Sutton, but safe pick.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's very safe. It's not flashy, like I said, but it's gonna help them on the O-line for sure. I'm just not sure if O-line was their biggest need. Maybe tackle, because Garrett Bowles was horrendous last year. But
so we do have the 28th pick in by the Baltimore Ravens. This one shouldn't come as much as a surprise.
This is kind of chalk, I feel like. If this
The
scenario happens.
The session will end after this pick, after I report a little bit of trade talk that we've been having a little bit. The 28th pick of the Instagram NFL mock draft, the Baltimore Ravens select Patrick Queen, linebacker, LSU.
Yeah, and I'm surprised to see him here. It's an A pick for them, A+ probably, given the value and the need, and just how of a good fit that is. I like it for the Ravens here. I think that's pretty easy if this scenario is what happens in real life. So, yeah, not much to say about this one, to be honest.
So with that, there's only 4 picks left in this draft. We got pretty basic. We got Titans, we got the Patriots, we got the 49ers, and we got the Buccaneers. So we got some exciting stuff coming up.
Yeah, and I'll say I don't think the trades are done. I think the Niners will probably look to move out of that 31 spot because they don't
Yes.
have a second, third, or fourth round pick right now. So
The 49ers are definitely going to trade. I do think so. I think Titans are going to pick. I think the Patriots are going to pick. And I think the Buccaneers are going to end up trading back again because of how many people
why
actually
not?
want to trade. But at the end of the day, I think we got an interesting final 4 picks of the draft here. I think we got a nice 2 sessions going. This third session should be fun. We'll bring more people back to talk about their selections over the course of the draft, and then me, Tim, and John will recap the entire thing also later. So stick around. We're almost done with this thing. Thank you for tuning in. We'll be back. Welcome back to session 3, day 2 of round 1. 3, 2, 1. We're here for the last session. We're going to have a quick recap at the end, not too long. We got prior engagements we got to attend to, but we're here, and the Tennessee Titans are on the clock, who made their pick over the transition of the sessions. So we're going to go ahead and roll with this. With the 29th pick of the Instagram NFL draft, the Tennessee Titans select Jeff Gladney.
wow,
Excuse me.
really?
I butchered your guy.
Jeff
Tim.
Gladney, cornerback, TCU. Love it. Great pick. They have not re-signed Logan Ryan. I'm a big fan of Jeff Gladney. Great value here for him at 29. He's my personal cornerback number 2 in this draft. So I think this is really great value. Give this an A.
Patriots are back. They're in the chat. John, what do you think of that pick by the Titans?
Yeah, I like the pick, as Tim stated. They don't have Logan Ryan back at the moment, and it's going to look less and less likely if they select Gladney at this pick. Definitely fills the need, and the Titans will be competing next season.
They just gave Tannehill a lot of money too, so they better compete.
I'm not sure if Tannehill ends up being the guy. Patriots is in chat, so his 5 minutes is about to start right now. 5 minutes on the clock. So we'll see. Looks like people are really wanting to move up. Some people that haven't been off the board, you got Xavier McKinney. He's obviously the guy that is dropping in this draft. In other places, I think A.J. Terrell, I wouldn't be surprised to see him off the board. Then with 3 picks to go, DeAndre Swift obviously is an option. And then the super wild cards, do we see Jacob Eason taken or even Jalen Hurts? I doubt it. I hope not, because they're not round 1 quarterbacks. But if it happens, they're quarterbacks, so people need their quarterback sometimes. Maybe a Paxton Lynch kind of situation here.
I hope not.
So I just got word from the Patriots that they're working on a trade right now, so it looks like we might see someone move. 3 teams are in on the sweepstakes, so this might take a while.
Hey, good.
I had a feeling these last few picks would be heavily chopped, and the teams that are looking to trade up are the Browns, the Vikings, and the Cowboys. So we got quite a bit of teams looking to jump up in the draft. I think teams are eager to get Xavier McKinney here, and also teams are eager to get in on the final 3 picks that are going to be zoomed live where they can hop in. But
where do y'all like Jalen Hurts going?
I think Tim has him going to the Steelers, right?
If he falls to them at 102 in the third, which I don't think he will. I've been hearing he's going to probably end up going in the second, which I don't like the value there for the Steelers, and I don't think they do. I think the Raiders are an option because they can just using him Taysom Hill, I guess.
I like the Steelers for Hurts. If he makes it to round 3.
Yeah, I don't think he should be their choice in round 2. I don't know. It's tough for him. I mean, if Gavin, as you were saying, if the Chargers pass on a quarterback completely in round 1, they could go Hurts in round 2. I could see that.
So I guess there's some mumblings among the draft people right now. They think the San Francisco 49ers might be taking a quarterback at 31. That would be a major shock if that's the case. I don't think it's going to happen. It might be some smoke going around like we saw with the Packers earlier. But if that's the case, stay tuned. I mean, imagine if
That's
we
going to make things weird.
that's going to make things incredibly weird because if you drafted Jacob Eason at 31, you're drafting Jimmy Garoppolo 2.0, in my opinion.
Oh, I think it's Jalen Hurts. My bad.
No. I'm not sure
Eason.
what quarterback it is.
Huh. All right. Well, hopefully we get a pick in soon so we can just, get on with this, man. Where's the picking at? For the trades or whatever's going down. We need something to happen here.
We got 3 minutes in with 2 minutes left for the Patriots before time runs out on them. Imagine if we had another
Gosh.
man.
Are the Patriots in the chat?
Yeah, they're fielding calls right now about
He's very
trades.
active right now, fortunately. So the Cowboys look like they're the front runners to acquire this pick from the Patriots right now, which makes sense because they have plenty to offer late in the draft. Really surprised we don't see the Colts trying to make a move here. But again, like Tim said, we got no action from the Colts lately. So it looks like they're content sitting at 2-3. I know the Steelers are content sitting at 2-3. I know the Redskins are content staying out of the second round as of now. They have 2 third-round picks, so they might use that as ammo to move up. See what we got here. We got a minute left on the Patriots clock. John, I'm not sure if we talked about this, but who would you go here at 30 for the Patriots?
I mean, yeah, I'd probably go quarterback, but I mean, from everything I've heard, it's looking like they're looking at a veteran quarterback for this season, whether that be Andy Dalton or.
You're not a Stidham guy?
What was that?
You're not a big Jarrett Stidham guy?
I mean, he could go here, I guess. I mean, that's more of a risk pick, in my opinion.
I'm a big Jarrett Stidham guy. I think he's had a year under behind Brady. I liked him coming out last year, so I think they're going to roll with them and see what happens. If they're bad, then they'll end up in the T-Law sweepstakes, I guess.
Yeah, that could be an option. I mean, what's their draft looking like?
We do have a trade. The clock will stop since we don't have the details yet, but I'm hearing that the Browns will be making the move up. And I'm hearing that the Raiders are aggressively looking to move back into the first. And if that trade happens, I would believe
Raiders don't have a second round pick. So how are they going to do that?
Not sure it's going to how this work, but they're aggressively moving or the early second. But I'd expect that the 49ers would be the trade partner there, since those two GMs are pretty close. Now that I know it, from what I know, excuse me. But we have the draft on pause while we wait for the details. Browns. Looks like the Browns are on the clock, that at least. Can't confirm that.
I'm interested to see who the Browns
stalled right now. There's nothing we can do much right now. We don't want
hearing it could be a safety, since we only had one safety go and it wasn't the top safety. I don't have double as my top rated safety. So if it is indeed the Browns coming up here, hearing it could be for safety, possibly Xavier McKinney, possibly Jeremy Chin.
Okay, so Tim, if you want to write this down.
Yep.
We got the Browns acquiring the 30th for the 41, 97, and 117.
Said 41?
Mm-hmm.
41. What else was it? 41 and what else?
97.
Okay. Is that it?
And then, hold on. Sorry, I'm dealing with a lot of stuff right now. 117.
Gotcha. Okay, that's a good value. Ooh, that's really good value actually for the Patriots there.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
And we do have the pick is in. The pick is in. With the 30th pick of the Instagram NFL draft, the Cleveland Browns, who traded up with the Patriots, who traded back twice in this draft out of the first round, The Cleveland Browns, they finally take the safety out of Alabama, Xavier McKinney.
That's another A right there. Another A pick. Way to go up and get him. Patriots got pretty good value. So let's look what the Patriots now have after 2 trades. They now have 41, 97, 117, 136, 175, and 209. That's a total of 6 picks that they've now acquired through both trades.
Great draft by New England right now. The GM's on fire despite his inactivity. I mean, Patriots drives deserves an award of some kind. Browns kind of continued their hot streak. I think they we had to remind ourselves that they did draft earlier. They drafted Malik Harrison, who wasn't the best pick, but they also have Trent Williams. They did
get Trent Williams. That's correct.
They managed to not trade that 3rd-round pick they got from the they
got a 2nd-round pick from the Jaguars.
That's right. 42. They managed to hold on to that.
Yep. Good stuff. Good stuff from the Browns. Good maneuver in there.
And the 49ers are in heavy trade talks with 2 teams per sources.
Per sources, nice. Per Adam Schefter. Adam Schefter is letting us know right now. Rap sheet on
Schefter,
the phone.
I mean, I've been on my phone. I've been dealing with all these trades. I mean, call me rap sheet. So we got 2 picks left in the draft. Buccaneer Central is on the chat, so he might be able to make his pick live. San Francisco Niners. If you want to go ahead and you have 4.5 minutes, can you explain what's going on right now?
Do you want heavy specifics?
Yeah, sure. Give us whatever you got.
Okay, give us whatever you want to tell us, man.
I'm talking trades with 2 teams right now, the Green Bay Packers and the Buccaneers. Vikings have entered the mix. Browns have entered the mix. Cowboys have entered the mix.
Wait, the Browns again?
The Browns again.
Wow.
They do have an extra 2nd-round pick now.
The Buccaneers have rescinded part of their offer, which makes it a little bit more interesting for Green Bay here.
I'm not sure why the Buccaneers are trying to move up 1. Are they scared you're going to take a running back?
Potentially.
Niners wouldn't take I don't think that'd be smart to take a running back, though, because you got like 4.
You got 4 decent running backs.
All right, so I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull the trigger. The Buccaneers offer was looking really nice, and I think I was actually leaning towards accepting that. They rescinded the player that I wanted in the trade plus picks. So as a result, I'm going to accept my trade with the Green Bay Packers. I get their 2nd, their 4th, their 5th, and MVS.
Oh, Valdez Scantling. Interesting. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Can you get numbers to us on those picks once you know them?
I don't know them off the top of my head. 62, 94.
Okay.
And waiting for the last one. 236.
All right. And an MVS. All right.
Oh, wait. You said 208. It says 208.
Instead of 236?
Yes.
All right. So I got 62, 94, 208, and MVS.
That's a solid haul. I like it. Definitely bolsters what the 49ers didn't have. They had a lack of draft capital, but now the 49ers, they have Javon Kinlaw and a bunch of picks and ammo ready to go. But now that will probably be the last trade of the evening because since Buccaneers definitely want to make a pick, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I would assume they try to make a pick. They would make a pick since they want to trade up 1. So we got the Packers back on the clock here. If they're ready, floor is theirs.
Mm-hmm. The Packers is in the chat. Go ahead and unmute yourself if you're ready to roll.
Ready to roll here. All right, with the this is the 31st pick, right?
Absolutely.
Yep, 31st.
Yes.
Okay, with the 31st pick in the 2020 Instagram NFL Draft, the Green Bay Packers select Denzel Mims, wide receiver, Baylor.
So that's
Wow.
their second receiver, matching them with the others.
Yeah, they just got Justin Jefferson and Denzel Mims, so they're just going full in for weapons here.
They're invested in Aaron Rodgers, and I like it.
Yeah, they're trying to win right now, because they've paid a lot of money on defense, so they're getting these young weapons on offense for Rodgers. That's big time. You have Justin Jefferson and Denzel Mims. I'm giving it an A.
So coming up, final pick of the draft, we have Buccaneers Central representative for the Buccaneers. Is this pick possibly on the move, or are you making a pick here? And I'm pretty sure I feel like I know who it is based on trade discussions earlier.
I'm making a pick here, and might shock y'all, but I'm going Jeremy Chin, safety, Southern Illinois.
Okay. Wow. Okay. This
I'm giving
is out
this
of left field.
Yeah, I didn't see this one coming, but I'm giving it an A just off of principle because he's my top safety and he's the third safety taken.
Yeah, he's nice.
So
Why were you trying to move into 31st here?
So I guess I was thinking about snagging Swift and Chin just in case Swift is gone, but then I thought like might go running back second round, Akers, Clyde Hilaire, someone else.
It's a deep running back draft, so you got options.
For sure.
So yeah, Chin's a nice pick there. I like him a lot. Interesting to see how he'll fit in with that defense, but he's a great player. He can be used in a lot of different ways, so that's good stuff.
Yep. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So that concludes the 2020 coronavirus-inspired Instagram NFL draft. Thank you for tuning in. I think I'm not sure. Does anyone in the chat right now have anything they want to say? Raiders country, Buccaneers, Browns culture, 49ers, and Packers. Do you guys have anything you want to share about your night or your draft picks?
Yeah, I'll go here.
All right. Yeah, I would like to know what your thought process here. Why did you take Mims and why did you take Jefferson?
Okay, so what happened was the situation came about where the Niners were looking to move their pick, and they wanted MVS, a guy who's a young guy, hasn't worked out for us so far particularly. And another guy I loved was Denzel Mims. And I figured if we could swap them out, that instantly improves our offense. I just think we need to give Rodgers as many guys as possible. If you remember when the Packers won the Super Bowl in 2010 and 2011, we had Greg Jennings, Donald Driver, Jordy Nelson, just so many guys, Jermichael Finley. And we haven't had that in a long time. And getting these two guys here today, I feel like is going to help give Aaron Rodgers that assortment of weapons that's a Super Bowl caliber and one that he can finally do some damage with in these latter years of his career.
Absolutely. That makes sense. It's giving Rodgers the plethora of options he needs. At the end of the day, I liked it. I think you got two of the top 7 receivers in the draft. And I think got number 4 in mind and maybe number 6 or 7. Not sure how exactly it rolls out, but either way, you get Rodgers two really good options in a really good NFL draft. One of them, at least, is sure to pan out really well. And I think when you pair him with Devontae Adams, that's going to be dangerous. John, what do you think here?
Yeah, I like both of those picks. Also, I had a question for Packers. Are y'all looking to go tight end in a second or third round?
It's possible that we could go back into the second or third round, but the guy we drafted last year in the third round, Jay Sternberger, I think he would be, if not the best tight end in this class, he'd be the second best tight end in this draft class. So I'm not a huge fan of the guys that we have here in terms of the options, but I'm very confident in our guy Jay Sternberger, and we do have Mercedes Lewis there as that run blocking option on the other side of him. So I'm pretty confident in the guys we have now. Tight end is probably a spot we'll look to go next year in the draft or possibly in free agency.
Yeah, the tight end class isn't very good this year, so I'd probably take the guy you already have in the building there with Sternberger. But, I mean, just imagine the lineup. You come out, you've got Aaron Rodgers, you got Aaron Jones behind him, you've got Denzel Mims and Devontae Adams on the outside, and you got Jefferson in the slot and Sternberger's your tight end. that's a solid lineup right there for.
It's
offense.
exciting. That's a Super
Yeah.
Bowl caliber offense right there, and we haven't had.
And
that
you spent plenty of money on defense to make it a legitimate defense after being bad for many years. So this is a team that's going to make some noise for sure.
And you have Yannick from Jacksonville.
Oh, right. They made that trade too. I forgot about that one.
Our defense is going to be just as good as our offense. We've got the best pass rush in the league right now. Mark it down.
All right.
I disagree. I think the Redskins with Chase Young are now set.
I
Maybe it's
absolutely
Glenn.
disagree with that.
I'm telling you, look, we got Za'Darius on. We're gonna move Za'Darius inside. What people don't understand about Mike Pettin, our defensive coordinator, is we don't delineate positions among our guys on the D line. They're more chess pieces than anything. We're gonna put them all over the field and use those guys like chess pieces, and really just let them go after the quarterback. And it's gonna cause a lot of problems for the rest of the NFC.
I guess that makes sense. And 49ers, yeah, I totally forgot about you guys. You guys grabbed Kinlaw, so yeah, you guys are the best pass rush in the NFL.
Nick Bosa, Javon Kinlaw, D Ford, and Eric Armstead. Come on, boys.
Yeah, that's kind of broken.
Yeah, that is.
Preston Smith, Kenny Clark, Yannick Ngakoue. Give me those.
Who?
You heard him. You heard him. You heard him.
Yeah, I'm
Getting
loving
Giannis. Getting Giannis was one of my favorite moves in the draft. If I would have been in here yesterday, he would have been a heavy target for me to try and grab. We know how bad the Raiders need some pass.
Hey, Max Crosby, Clem Farrell, bright futures there though.
Oh yeah, absolutely for Max. Cleveland. I was at the draft in Nashville last year, and SF Niners got a hold of the reaction I had when they took Cleveland at 4 overall. I damn near passed out into a crowd of people that I didn't even know. So, I mean, he has the potential, but it wasn't who I would have drafted there. And I still think that there needs to be some help. So he would have been a nice target for me. So good on the Packers for going to.
I appreciate it.
All right. Gavin, you want to wrap this up for us, or do you have anything else you want to talk about?
We will have to get everything together. We will post. Tim will post this to YouTube a little bit later. I think he will be posting it in the morning, hopefully premiering. I think at the same time as yesterday. If not, we'll let you know. But for now, that's all we got. To all 32 Instagram pages we got together, I really appreciate you guys doing this. If we do have a round 2 and 3, I'll let you know, but that definitely won't be tomorrow. I think me, John, and Tim definitely want to break, at least for a day at the very least. And I know me and Tim have prior engagements on Thursday through Sunday with another draft we're really excited about.
It's draft season, man. We're all loaded up with
we're
all
putting
kinds
a lot
of
of work
content.
in for you. Yeah, we're putting a lot of work in for you guys, and I really hope you guys appreciate this. Of course, we don't get paid for it. Our goal one day maybe get paid for it. But either way, thank you for everything you guys did. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in as long as you guys did. We wouldn't do this if it weren't for you, so thank you. But for now, that's all we got. From Tim Hot Takes, we got Tim. We got from JWP Football, we got John Perry. And I'm all CFB Network on Instagram. Go give us all a follow. All in the description below, all the NFL pages that participated. They will also be tagged. Please go give them a follow. But for now, that's all we got. Thank you for tuning in. And that concludes the 2020 coronavirus-inspired NFL Instagram draft. I'll see you guys later.
Peace out, y'all.